In 1783, Europe was teetering between two worlds, one of superstition and tradition, the other of science and reason. The Age of Enlightenment was in full swing, and revolutions, scientific, industrial, and soon political, were reshaping society. Amidst this upheaval, two French brothers, Joseph-Michel and Jacques-Étienne Montgolfier, unleashed a revolution of their own: hot air ballooning. Their invention marked humanity's first real departure from the Earth. Their first public demonstration was held on the 4th of June, 1783, and was a success. The balloon soared over 6,000 feet and traveled nearly 2 kilometers before descending to the ground. Word spread like wildfire, eventually reaching King Louis XVI and the French Royal Academy of Sciences. The brothers were called, and a balloon carrying a sheep, a duck, and a rooster was launched before the royal court at Versailles. The reaction in Paris was one of awe and euphoria. The elite celebrated the occasion of advancement. But the joy was not universal. As the balloons rose, so did fear, far from the capital. The balloons once launched often drifted out of sight, carried by unpredictable winds. Since there were no controls, they would eventually cool and plummet. Many landed dozens of kilometers away from their launch sites, in unannounced remote rural villages. The most infamous incident occurred in Gonesse, near Paris. An unmanned hot air balloon was launched by French scientist Jacques-Charles and the Robert brothers, which descended upon the village in a field. The locals had never seen anything like it. They were startled and frightened by the sight of the descending sphere, assuming it to be a monster from the sky, or a weapon of war from an enemy nation, or a demonic omen sent by angry gods. A crowd gathered. Shouts were raised, stones were thrown. The balloon was attacked with pitchforks, slashed with knives, and finally burned to ash. Reports later described priests performing blessings over the scorched earth to cleanse it. The Great Balloon Panic was not a single event, but a series of misunderstandings and violent reactions that unfolded across rural France in the latter half of 1783. In many places, church bells were rung as warnings and children were kept indoors, fearing sky monsters. Finally, to curb the issue, pamphlets were printed and distributed to rural communes, explaining the purpose of balloons and warning of potential landings. Notices were posted ahead of launches in an effort to prevent panic. Ironically, the panic only made ballooning more famous. Once fears were quelled and more people were exposed to public demonstrations, ballooning became a national obsession and a symbol of modernity, even if at first it had been feared as a sign of apocalypse. It reminds us that even the greatest achievements in science and technology must grapple with the human need for understanding, communication, and reassurance. Here's to another tale from bizarre history. Keep watching our channel to see more such videos. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.